This is a HeadGum podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Complete Guide to Everything, a podcast about everything. I'm one of your hosts, Tom.
And I'm Tim.
Tim, before the show, you started saying something crazy, and I stopped you, and I was like, let's record and talk. I have no idea what you're about to say.
Well, we were talking about tinnitus, Tom.
Yeah.
And that's like a ringing in the ears.
Oh, I thought it was tennis elbow.
Tinnitus?
Yeah.
No, it's a ringing in the ears.
I thought you were saying tennis elbow, but you were saying tinnitus.
Do you have tinnitus?
You slurred it. You were like, you ever hear of tinnitus? I might have tinnitus. No, tinnitus, you're always hearing like a ringing, right?
Yeah, like a low level kind of.
Like a...
I think so. I think that's right. I have it. Do you have it? It's because we've gone to so many rock and roll concerts.
Yeah.
So.
No, I'm definitely like a little deaf from going to things.
It's from life.
Yeah.
Hey, life in the big city's a loud way to live.
Often I also have shit in my ears.
You do.
Yeah.
So there's this cure
Mm-hmm.
that sends like electrodes into your brain, and you
Sends electrodes into your brain, or you put electrodes on you?
Yeah, all right. It sends electricity into your
Well,
brain.
I'll just say,
via
Tim,
electrodes.
before people sign up for this procedure with you, they want to know that you're using the correct vernacular.
Well, all right. I'm not opening yet. It's a soft launch. Please
Right.
don't let the cat out of the bag. We're in stealth mode right now.
Well, but we should still give the disclaimer that this is actually an advertisement. This is not part of the show.
Yeah, and I am a medical doctor, and I encourage people to come to me for medical advice of all sorts.
Examinations, procedures,
Yeah.
anything you need.
Email me your problems. I'll tell you what you need to do to cure it.
Doctor, heal thyself.
That's what they always say, Tom.
That's what they always say in TV shows when like a doctor has to take a bullet out of himself.
How often does that happen in TV shows? We don't watch the same TV shows. Does this happen on The Flash? And
Happens
the
on
Arrow?
ER.
Yeah.
There is a medical doctor on The Flash. Well, a doctor of biology, but it's like kind of implied that somehow that also makes you a surgeon.
Tom, can I just say I regret bringing up the Flash television program or the Arrow, the Green Arrow? What do you watch? The Green Lantern.
Arrow.
So you put electrodes, I think, on the back of your head, and it sends.
Do you need to like shave your head?
No,
Okay.
I mean this is for bald people.
Okay.
So yeah,
You have to be naturally bald.
yeah, it's a cure for bald people with tinnitus.
Well, very small.
If you're hirsute, this isn't for you.
Hit the bricks.
Yeah, get out. Your life's fine. Just deal with the ringing in your ears.
Most people
and
don't go bald
Hey,
from-
go comb your hair. Is what I'd say.
Most people usually don't go bald from the back of the head.
Sometimes they do though. You don't know about.
I've never seen somebody walking down the street like, oh, look at that guy. He's going bald from the back of the head.
What about Skrillex?
What about Skrillex?
Often.
It's true. Oh, that's not an intentional look?
No, that's
that's
bro
unfortunate.
pattern baldness.
Man, such a young man, too. It's a shame.
Yeah. So you put these things on, and it sends
Electric shocks.
shocks to your brain, and it resets your brain.
Yeah.
Um,
Which I was saying to you, sign me up just for a brain reset.
right? Like, how far back would you want to go?
36 years.
So just a baby.
Just maybe a baby again.
You want to be mentally a baby.
No, I guess not.
Because, like, that happens, but, like, after, like,
Yeah,
a
like a traumatic brain
yeah,
injury.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't want that. I'd like to, like, keep all my knowledge, but erase memories.
What?
I guess not erase memories. I want to, like, not recognize my family. I don't want this to
Yeah.
be a regarding Henry situation.
Yeah. I'm pretending like I know the reference because I know it has something to do with forgetting things. Is that just like a...
He gets shot in the head. He's like a real jerk, Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
He's a
Yeah, but tell me about the movie.
No, he's a bad... by all accounts, he seems like an all right guy, horrible pilot.
Okay. I don't know. He's always like, I'll do your dumb movie if you kill me off in it.
That has nothing to do with his piloting skills or if he's a good guy or not.
It seems like he's a bad guy.
He's not a bad guy.
Just
He's
be
a good
Han
guy.
Solo for the rest of your life.
That's all right. This is a tangent, but so that new Han Solo movie is coming out like in 4 months.
Okay.
I don't think they realize that Han Solo is not a good character. Harrison Ford playing Han Solo is a good character.
Who's playing him now?
Some guy.
Benedict Cumberbatch?
It's not Benedict Cumberbatch. It's
Batch.
Batch. A batch of cumbers.
The Batch.
The batch. The batch is back, bitch.
Come on. You know I don't like that word.
Wow.
Back.
What were we talking about?
You were talking about you were going on a
regarding
tangent.
Henry.
No, hold on.
He's in like a liquor what?
Okay, go on.
He's in like a liquor store robbery or something. He gets shot in the head, and like you think like, well, it's a short movie, but yeah, a guy deserved it. He's a real asshole.
Yeah. And what are you doing in a liquor store? Go to church.
Yeah. Oh, took the words right out.
Any
of my
movie
mouth.
where they're not either in church or on their way to church, or
They're
like
asking for it.
yeah, it's just like, come on. Well, you all deserve the worst.
Yeah. You all deserve what Satan's about to unleash on you.
Right.
So he's like in a liquor store. It might even just be like a convenience store. And he's like, I got to get a pack of smokes for the Millennium Falcon. Chewie.
Wow, he's playing Han Solo?
It's implied he's playing Han Solo, or at least Chewbacca's in the movie.
Okay.
He's like,
Well, I mean,
Chewie's got
Chewie's a working actor,
a
too.
2-pack-a-day habit. One time
Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan were in a number of films together.
One time I walked by Peter Mayhew at a Comic-Con, and it scared the living hell out of me.
He's so hairy.
No, he's not hairy, but he's tall, man. He's very tall. And I was like, who is, oh my God, that's Chewbacca. And like, obviously he doesn't look like Chewbacca without the costume on, but I just knew, if somebody's that tall and they're at Comic-Con, they're Chewbacca.
Right.
And it turned out to be true. I Googled it and I was like, that was him.
That was Chewbacca.
Who'd we walked by Adam West that one time.
Yeah.
But Booger from the Nerds movies,
Yeah.
remember? Booger was like telling a story about Tom Cruise to a bunch of people.
About how he insulted Tom Cruise
Something.
in front of a bunch of like Comic-Con sycophants.
Yeah.
So like he was like,
It's a-
and Tom Cruise walks in, and I said, like,
We were
check out the
backstage
short
somewhere
guy.
we shouldn't have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, man. I wish I had pants Booger so bad.
Tom, this makes no sense. We've been talking for 7.5 minutes, and like none of this, like it's impossible to follow. It does. People listening for the first time, this doesn't match the topic that the episode is
You're
named
listening
for.
for the first time too late.
Yeah, get out. We don't want you, right, Tom?
Hit the bricks.
Yeah. Look,
Hit the bricks with who did I say she hit the bricks earlier?
Skrillex.
Skrillex? No.
No.
God?
People with hair, but who have tinnitus also,
Yeah.
and also people with tennis elbow.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry you hurt your elbow playing the most aristocratic game
Yeah,
of
it
all
must be
time.
Well, I would argue croquet is more aristocratic.
yeah.
I had a-
Polo, because where are you going to get all those horses?
It's true. Unless you're like in war. They ever play polo in war?
Yeah, I think so.
In old wars, like World War I, when they had horses.
Yeah, at 5 o'clock when they called war for the night, and they were like,
Yeah.
all right, everybody.
Well, when
like-
they want to pay the overtime.
Yeah, and so they all got on their horses and played polo.
So
Take a load off.
in regarding Henry, he gets shot and it makes him a nicer man. It makes him like kind of simple,
Right. But simple is nice, according to Hollywood.
according to Harrison Ford. And he's just like not an asshole to his family anymore. So you like him.
Good for Henry.
Yeah.
So tinnitus, so it does this and like it resets your brain.
Yeah.
And you said I'd like to reset my brain.
Yeah.
But like I wouldn't like to go back to baby Tim in 35-year-old man Tim's body.
Me
right?
neither. I'd still have to do this show every week.
Exactly.
You'd be over there goo goo gaga.
I'd when I learned peekaboo, that would be a very good episode.
That
It'd
would
be a
be-
breakthrough episode. And people go,
That would be
"Aw."
a sweep episode.
All right. So what my idea,
Mhm.
and I'm not sure if this is feasible. It probably is with modern science. You can go to somebody and say, "Look," they'll tell you, "You have 40 years left to live." Right?
Okay.
This is what we know. Your time on Earth is finite. In my case, 75. That's when you're gonna go. You don't eat right. You've never.
So there's like a
exercised.
definitive, like, no matter what you do.
Yeah, they have a machine that can do that. Rich people know. Rich people know the exact day they're gonna die and how.
Wow.
Yeah. So you get told that,
Mm-hmm.
right? And they go, all right, so you got 40 years, let's say,
Yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
And they're like, all right, we can do an operation and make you a baby. And you could live your 40 years. Like, you'll live to 40 years old. Like, you'll just start over. Would you take
What the
that?
hell would this operation look like?
It's a fabulous machine. Fantastical, Tom.
Would they replace my skin, or would I be like a baby with like
They'd
the skin
shoot
of a 30?
DNA things in you, and it'd be gross. You'd have to go in some sort of cocoon.
Oh, I see. One of those kind of things.
And, and then
They'd
they'd
make
open
my
it up.
brain smaller so
and
it'd
it'd
fit
go
in a
like-
baby head.
And it'd open up, and it's you. It's you as a baby.
Okay. But I'm adorable.
And, like, you run out the clock. Like, look, you're going to lose those first 2
But
years.
I run out of the room like a face hugger when they come out of the eggs.
Oh, no. I don't know what a face hugger is, but I don't like this plan at all. No, you come out and somebody cradles you.
Oh, okay.
And then,
that sounds nice. All right.
This would be good because, childless couples could be like, hey, you know what? I'm going to adopt my friend Tom, who's babyfying himself.
No, I don't want you and your wife adopting me.
It would be cute.
Is that what this is all about?
I'm trying to convince you to let me and my wife adopt you, Tom.
Tim, no. I refuse.
Would you?
I refuse as an adult. I refuse as a baby.
As a man with a lot of regrets, Tom,
Uh-huh.
would you make this devil's bargain? Would you be like, you know what? Yeah, I'll drop dead at 40, but I'll get to relive my youth. And, like, the way that I want to. And get this. You don't keep the wisdom. You don't keep the knowledge. You
Wow.
don't keep anything.
Uh-huh.
But you get to, there's the possibility that you'll do things the right way this time. It's a second chance.
Another roll of the dice.
Yes.
Would I don't have enough money to raise myself as a baby.
No,
think-
that's why my wife and I have generously offered.
I don't think you guys have enough money to raise me as a baby the way I deserve to be taken care of.
Yeah, but you wouldn't know you're a baby. We
But
wouldn't
then
be
I'd-
neglectful.
I'd find out. I'd be so mad. Like,
I don't think you'd find out.
I'd never find out.
No, because we wouldn't raise you. You would get
scrub
no
the-
screen time. So
What?
like you wouldn't know about this.
Then forget it. What? I'm not gonna be able to play my games?
Yeah, but that would make you a better man, Tom.
No, it wouldn't.
These things.
I mean, if it
playing
would, who
video
cares?
games, watching The Green Arrow, watching The Flash. These are the things
Those
that
are
have
the
made
things
you
that
a
have-
lazy nothing. in
No.
life.
Thank you. The-
For me, it's Larry Sanders has made me a lazy nothing, Tom.
Look, Tim, those are the things that have given me the noble spirit that I have today.
Okay. So, are you in? Can I put you down for one babyfication?
What, if you have this machine? No, I don't like any of this, Tim. I think there's a weird thing you're offering me.
Yeah.
First off, I'm not 100% sure you're even scientifically able to do this.
Well, that aside, there's some level of trust that I thought we had between us.
Yeah, we don't have the kind of trust where, we have the kind of trust where, I'll lend you something and assume you'll give it back to me. Not that I'll think, all right, well, I'm going to let Tim raise me again.
Yeah, no, just let me turn you into a baby and raise you as my own.
No, you told me multiple times that when you have a kid, you're going to raise it like veal. You're
Yeah,
just
in a
gonna-
box. It's not gonna. Well, not like metaphorically. Like it's not actually gonna be in a box. But it won't know about fried food. It won't know about television.
Yeah, I
Nah,
don't
that'll
want
be a
any of
hard
that.
thing
Yeah,
because
these
I'd
are
have to
all
have
the things
just
I
like
like.
a separate wing of my house where all the things I like are. That's
Yeah,
just behind a
come
locked
on.
door.
I don't want to be raised by you being kept in a separate wing.
Yeah.
You don't have a separate. You live in a one-bedroom apartment. You don't have a wing, let alone a separate wing. You would put me in a box, like you said originally.
A baby box like they have in Norway.
Nah, you put me in a veal box. It'd be cheaper. It'd be easier for you to acquire. You'd be like, veal box, same as a baby box.
And guess what? It'd be a lot more delicious.
And we're back.
Tom,
Yeah.
this week we're talking about driving.
Yeah, driving etiquette.
Yeah, because guess what? The two master drivers here.
Yeah,
We're a couple Mario Andretti's here.
Mario and Luigi Andretti.
Yeah, and we haven't bestowed our knowledge.
Yeah.
It's borderline criminal that we haven't done this episode in the past, I don't know, 35 years that we've been doing this show. How long have we been doing this show?
Ever since we got turned back into babies.
Yeah, what a ride it's been, huh?
Yeah, geez. I mean, we saw it was smart on our part because this was a radio show. And then we're like, you know what? We should start over. And by the time we're ready again, the internet will be around.
Exactly.
I came to you and I was like, you hear about this ARPANET?
What?
That was
I don't understand the joke, Tom.
That's what the internet was. It was created by ARPA.
Oh, the Dharma Initiative.
Not the Dharma Initiative, ARPA.
What does ARPA stand for?
Advanced
Research.
Research Parameters all the time.
Nice.
It's like the it's like the military's like crazy wing.
They
of,
make
like,
those scary YouTube robots.
Yeah, they do shit like
they
that.
made the internet?
Mm-hmm.
Man, great folks, and also the worst folks.
Well, I mean, when those robots come to get us, have you been watching some of these latest robot videos?
No, I don't want to know.
Oh man, these things. No, they're. Ooh.
You think you're learning like this is how I'll overtake them when they come for me. Tom, you're not going to be able to do
The
it.
last one I watched, this robot does like a backflip and then like runs across a tightrope and shit. And it's like, oh, we're dead.
No, my tightrope traps won't work on this.
Yeah, that was how I was playing on getting away.
Yeah, an elaborate series of tightropes.
A lot of people are into, like, especially in Silicon Valley, into slacklining.
What is that?
It's like lazy tightrope walking.
The
Instead
ropes
of
on the ground?
Instead of a tight rope, it's a slack rope.
Mm.
It's easier that
I
way.
bet they could be like, oh, here's how it's better.
Yeah, here's how it's disrupting the tightrope walking game.
You're used to a tightrope. This one's slack.
Yeah.
Is that what slack is? I never learned.
Slack the program?
Yeah, it's about tightrope
It's about
walking.
slacking off at work.
Hell yeah. High five. Tom.
Sending dank memes.
Dank memes, baby. Logan Paul is what I'm about. Right?
You were one of the first members of the Low Gang.
Yeah.
If I remember
Proud
correctly.
card-carrying member of the Low Gang.
Well, if I remember correctly, that almost got you kicked out because they were like, this guy's square. He made a card.
Yeah, well, you know what?
And they were like, everybody else has apps to show that they're a member of the Low Gang, and this doofus made a laminated card.
Yeah, I just feel like I could bring a level of professionalism to the Low Gang, and it's working. If we can learn anything from the recent news,
Yeah.
Low Gang is becoming a more professional.
Very professional
Yeah.
operation. A lot of professional networking happening.
Tom, you and I are both licensed drivers.
Yeah.
Woo!
We're both also people that own cars for a while
Mm-hmm.
and then got rid of cars.
Yeah, we were like, we don't need cars. Kick them to the curb. Don't park them at the curb.
Kick them
Kick them there.
We both broke our feet
Yeah.
kicking the cars.
But it was worth it.
But now we both have cars again.
Yeah, because we're like, oh man, I can't live without these things.
Yeah.
How do we live in Detroit, Michigan without having a car? It's car culture.
It's Motor City, man.
Yeah. So I used to drive 100 miles a day.
100 miles a day.
Yeah, it was
That's
like-
very slow.
What?
Usually it's gauged miles per hour. But
Oh.
you're going 100 miles a day.
I
Tim,
see.
that's like 4 miles an hour.
I understand. I wasn't driving 24 hours
Oh,
a day.
okay.
It was within like 2 hours.
Otherwise, I was going to say you were the titular Motor City madman.
Tom, if you do the math, you can figure out the average I'm driving 50 mph.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, care to talk about how I'm a slow driver now?
No, actually, I think you're too fast of a driver whenever I drive with you.
Do you?
Yeah.
You know what? I used to drive like a maniac because when I drove
Yeah, it
during
wasn't
rush
even
hour,
too fast. It was just you get too close to the other cars.
yeah, I've mellowed out a lot
Okay.
because like I'm just like all I'm thinking about is like tire's gonna blow out. Like, I better be going
Well, I mean,
30 miles an hour.
You're much more likely to like crash into somebody who stops suddenly than your tire blowing
Well,
out.
maybe they shouldn't stop suddenly. That's not on me.
Have you ever had a tire blowout?
No.
I did once. It was the most
Where
terrifying
were you
thing
going?
ever. It was in high school, and it was me and friend of the show, Dan Deacon, and we were like coming back from the.
Excuse me. You dropped a name, Tom. Let me pick that up for
It
you.
was we were like coming back from the malt shop or something,
Mm-hmm.
and tire blew out, and like the Dan didn't have a. I think he still doesn't have a license. Like he.
What a jerk. Don't you hate Dan?
But we had no idea what the hell was like. We thought somebody shot at us or something. Like we had no idea what was happening.
One time.
But luckily, we weren't going very fast.
Where were you on a highway?
No, we were.
So you were on a byway.
No, we were on 109 in Babylon.
Route 109.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I got a lot of opinions about the way people drive.
I'm sure you do.
And I think you do too. I think we share these opinions.
Okay.
I think we both recognize how easy it is to have a bad time in a car.
What do you mean?
Like accidents and stuff.
Yeah, okay. I thought
Like-
you just meant like being bored.
Yeah, but like when I was in my 20s just trying to get to work, I was like, nothing bad will ever happen to me
Yeah, I'm
ever.
invincible.
Yeah. And I was invincible for a time.
Well,
But
apparently,
that runs out.
Yeah, the record shows that apparently you were.
This is why I'm trying to become a baby again. Get that invincibility back.
Yeah, grab that star one more time.
I think an underrated part of this, Tom,
Mm-hmm.
of the baby operation is that you
I don't
know.
like it being an operation.
Well, procedure,
I mean, when you say
metamorphosis.
yeah, something like that. Because like when you say operation, I just see like, all right, we gotta cut this guy open, cut all these bones down to baby size.
No. It's a baby morphosis.
All right,
You go into a cocoon, a man, and you come out a fresh baby.
like the movie Cocoon.
Yeah. Is that what happened? Did the old people become young again?
No, they just became like weird looking aliens. What a bunch of weird movies those were.
I never saw
Also, Wilford Brimley was like younger than Tom Cruise is
Tom,
now.
We have talked about
I
this
know.
at length.
Well, it's something to think about.
Yeah. Well, Tom Cruise is no spring chicken, Tom.
No, he's not. That he got very hurt on the most recent Mission Impossible.
I got good word from Booger that Tom Cruise is a bit of a coward.
Oh man, if we had Pants Booger, and then
They would have beaten the hell from us at Comic-Con.
good.
Booger was their king.
But then what if like later on in life we ran into Tom Cruise and we were like, yo, Tom Cruise, one time we overheard Booger from Nerds talking shit about you and we pantsed them. You'd
Then
be like,
he'd let us be
join
like,
his religion.
yeah. He'd be like, "You're level 3 Thetan, but here's the thing: you owe me $475,000."
Hey, whatever. We get to skip a couple of levels.
That's true. Tom,
Mm-hmm.
here are some things that people do while driving that really get my goat.
Okay.
Number 1, they're eating while they're driving.
Oh, I have this on my list about what do you think the etiquette is around eating while you're driving?
Okay.
Nothing or only certain foods?
Only
I mean, certain foods are more egregious than others.
right. Here's the one thing that you're allowed to eat in my book.
A 6-foot hero.
No, Tom, that's
It's going out
unwieldy.
the passenger side window.
Yeah, that's a danger to everybody on the road. Because you need 2 hands for that.
Yeah.
Here's the only acceptable food item. A Crunchwrap Supreme.
Crunchwrap Supremes are surprisingly messy, or they can be.
Well, Tom, clean up your act. Learn how to eat a Crunchwrap with one hand.
No. I would say more something like a quesarito.
What is a quesarito?
It's a burrito, but it's like a quesadilla.
That's too much stuff.
No, it's just it's the perfect amount of stuff.
I don't
It's
know.
very good. It's basically like a quesadilla. No, it's like a burrito. It's hard to say. It's like
Wait, can you eat a burrito while driving?
well, the thing about the quesarito is that it's pressed like a quesadilla, so it's like
Oh.
grilled.
I thought it was that concoction that people were making the poor folks at Chipotle make for them, where it was a quesadilla, and then you wrap all the burrito things in the quesadilla. This is a burrito that's pressed like a quesadilla.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it has like the ingredients.
It's an important distinction.
Yeah. But pressing it that way, I feel like makes it a very nice one-handed item because it's a little stiff because it's been grilled.
Right.
And I think that's important. Like a regular burrito is a two-handed job because you got things spilling over and, the thing's like a little soppy kind of.
Tom, I got a confession to make.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I go to town on a burrito, it's with fork in hand.
Oh, you make me sick.
What?
You're a...
Listen. Were you about to call me a beta male for the friggin' 100th time today?
How did you know that was exactly what I was going to say?
Because that's what you always call me when I say I eat things with silverware. Jesus. The most predictable guy. How did you know that? You're a bully, Tom. You're a mean bully. That's how I knew that.
I'm just saying, have a little faith in yourself. Just eat it more carefully, and then you don't need a fork.
Here's the thing: if I'm eating a if I'm eating a big burrito, or like a messy burger, R.I.P. because I don't eat burgers anymore.
You eat veggie burgers.
Yeah. If it's like piled high, I eat that thing so quickly. Because the structural integrity in my brain, like my animal brain kicks in. It's like, this thing isn't going to hold for long. Get that in as quickly as possible.
There's like a little foreman inside the sandwich going, hey, it ain't holding. It's going to fall down.
Exactly. And I'm just like, nope. I'm look, if it won't have time to fall apart.
Yeah.
I ain't got time to bleed.
Right.
I ain't got time to get ketchup or sour cream all over my face.
And that's why you eat most meals, messy meals, in one bite, which is really impressive. Like a snake, you unhinge your jaw.
Yeah, or like Heathcliff, or Riff Raff, I guess. I take a whole fish, put it in my mouth, and I just pull out the fish skeleton.
And it sounds like a xylophone when you do it.
Exactly. It delights the children.
Mm-hmm.
I get a great source of protein and omega-3.
You don't think like French fries are an acceptable thing to eat while you're driving?
Here's the thing, Tom. McDonald's French fries.
You have specific.
It's about the container.
Okay.
Because what are you, like if it doesn't fit in a cup holder, you're holding it between your legs like a creep?
No, if you're in the car by yourself, you've got the bag in the passenger seat. And the food is your passenger.
I'm shaking my head, even though that can't pick up on the microphone. Every time I shake my head in disagreement with you, I'll go wee woo wee woo wee woo.
You should just
like I need to grease my joints.
You do need to grease your joints.
I know. I'm very behind on greasing my joints, Tom. I used to do it twice a day, just like you're supposed to.
Wait, so
just like the doctor prescribes.
The electrode doctor?
Yeah.
What about, so what do you mean? What about the package makes McDonald's?
Because if it's in a bag sitting on the passenger seat.
Like the French fries themselves are in a bag, like a small French fry, how they'll put those in a bag?
All right, I'm talking about a McDonald's French fries in a cardboard stand-up.
Right.
You know,
traditional.
You could put it on a table and it'd be fine, right?
Yeah.
It's perfectly engineered.
You can make it the foundation of your house.
Right. But you're not going to put that on the passenger seat.
No.
Right? Because it'll fall over.
No.
And that's not the McDonald's engineer's fault. That's not built for that. That's not you're using it incorrectly.
Right. User error.
Yeah. You have it in the larger brown bag.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I contend, Tom, that it takes too much of your attention off the road. If you're going like 60, 65 miles an hour to reach into the
usually
bag.
I'm speeding away from McDonald's. I'm coming out of the parking lot going 65.
Well, some people can wait friggin' 4 minutes before they rip into their fries. I'm sorry, Tom, that you're like, I gotta eat these immediately.
Not me. I'm tearing out of that parking lot.
But I think it takes too much attention to reach into that bag and find the fries.
You need better tactile sensations then.
Tom,
I know the feel of a
and you know
French
how hurtful
fry.
that is.
I know the feel of a French fry when I reach into a bag. I never, pull my hand out. I'm like,
You
oh,
just
that wasn't a French fry. That was a hamburger.
You mash your hand into the bag and hope for the best?
Yeah.
That's a sick way to live, Tom.
It's a
That's
beautiful.
indicative of the way you live your life. You mash your hand into the bag that is life, just looking for what you need.
And sometimes you call it a hot fry.
Yeah, and whatever collateral damage to the rest of the items in that bag, be damned.
Oh, I'm not. I'm being delicate when I do it. You can feel the French fries. You know a French fry when you feel one?
I don't, Tom. I don't have good
Well,
tactile function.
That's what I accused you of earlier.
I know, and I was upset because you know how sensitive
I mean,
I am
it's
about
certainly
that.
better than eating. Like,
Whereas I don't have sensitivity in my fingertips, I have sensitivity in my heart.
it's certainly better than eating a hamburger while you're driving.
Depends.
Depends. What are you out of your mind?
Tom, a McDonald's cheeseburger? I'm not talking Big Mac. I'm not talking quarter pounder with cheese.
Yeah, it's certainly not something like a
cheeseburger?
Whopper. You're out of your mind. You're eating a Whopper while you drive.
Oh, God. Look, if you think you're going to eat a Whopper while you drive, you're kidding yourself.
Yeah.
Hey, keep dreaming. That's
Yeah.
what I say. Oh,
Say hi to Jim Morrison in heaven when you die
Exactly.
in a car crash.
yeah. Exactly. And jam with them because I want to hear that. Assuming, like, you're really good at guitar.
Even if you're not, he'll just scat over it. It'll be fine.
He wasn't much of a scatter. He's more.
Oh,
of a
he is
poet,
nowadays
Tom.
in heaven.
Oh, in heaven.
In heaven,
he
he got-
rebranded himself.
He got really into scatting.
Nice.
He met Scatman John. Scatman John dead? I think he
Yeah.
died recently.
No, he died tragically.
Oh.
Like at the peak of his. Well, not at the peak. You know about Scatman?
Well, why'd you bring him up?
You did. Were you talking about Scatman Carruthers? All right, I think we've covered that. Eating in a car.
Yeah. Do it or don't at your own risk.
Exactly. Tom, what do you have anything on your list that you?
What do you think
gets your
about
goat?
what are your rules around honking?
Never honk unless it's an emergency. Never honk out of anger.
What if it's an angry emergency?
What do you mean?
What if you're like, you're going to kill me. You're driving into me.
That's fine.
Okay.
I mean, whereas most people are just like looking to act, to protect themselves. You have that kind of survival instinct that also comes with pent up anger releasing.
Yeah.
And that has nothing to do with the other people on the road, Tom. That just has to do with however you were damaged throughout life.
Well, I mean, it's better to take it out on a stranger than, somebody I love.
This is true.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not like a big angry honker.
Like if somebody cuts me off and I know that they're like, and like it's not putting me in danger, it's just pissing me off.
Right.
Right? Because like I'm pretty aware. I'm always driving thinking the worst of humanity, right? And which is why once I stopped driving 100 miles a day, I became a much calmer person overall.
Yeah.
Because like when you're driving
You can have
and
that
this
road rage.
and probably the safest way to drive is to assume that somebody around you at any given time is going to pull the biggest fucking asshole move, and like you have to be ready to deal with it.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Defensive driving.
Exactly. So if somebody cuts me off, and I like am always prepared for that, so like I'm not about to like get into an accident because I know like, yep, they're cutting me off just as the prophecies have foretold, right? There's no need for me to honk. Yeah,
Tim, you got to stop going to that church.
Hey, Tom Cruise got me in, man. Got me in at level 4.
It's very weird that they give you prophecies about people cutting you off, and then you think
works.
like, hey, they got a lot.
It comes true every time I'm on the
well,
Long Island
but I mean,
Expressway.
I think it's just an easy prediction to make. I don't think it really says that they have a divine connection.
That's 6 of one, half dozen of the other is what I always say. But like, I won't honk at them because they know what they did. I'll give them the finger and tailgate them for the next 3 miles.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've been with you in a car where like you're like, where you've gotten mad and you're like, don't say anything for a few minutes, and then you'll just drive like 90 miles an hour, cut in front of them and slam on your brakes.
I won't slam on my brakes, Tom. I will not even cut in front of them. If I get cut off, I will move to the right, the lane to the right, get ahead. It might take a few minutes. You know, I'm not driving like a maniac.
Right.
I'm just waiting till the natural flow of traffic allows me to get in ahead of them. And then, like, it's usually in a traffic situation or like a light traffic situation, right? So, we're not moving like
Super
90 miles an hour.
fast.
Yeah, but if somebody like pulls a jerk move and cuts me off, I'll find a way within the next few minutes to get ahead of them. And then not slam on my brakes, but just go so slow, like gradually. Like if we're going like a cool 45, I'll gradually get it down to 15. And like just watching them in the rear view mirror.
Watching them get mad.
Just like, what is this? Oh, I see what this guy's. And usually we're in the left lane, so like he can't go anywhere.
It's like the gradual cutting somebody off.
Yeah, and they're just like, why is he? What is it? It's like, I have a long memory. I have a memory like a goddamned elephant, you asshole. How dare you?
I remember what you did 2 minutes ago.
Exactly. I don't let these things go. One time I did that, and then they got back ahead of me and threw a water bottle at my car.
Was it open or closed?
It was open. It was a Poland
that's
Spring
better.
bottle.
It might go through
they
the window.
threw it up in an arc, and it just hit my windshield.
Oh, nice. Maybe
Yeah.
they were army or something.
I was
they knew how to
supposed-
throw a grenade.
No, it was these people. I could tell by their physique.
They were not in the army.
The army was not in the cards. They were eating more than a Crunchwrap Supreme while they were driving. They had friggin' sour cream and ketchup all over their faces.
Thanksgiving dinner in the front seat.
Yeah. Yeah, I was supposed to get off at an exit after that, but I followed them into Manhattan.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Just an island. You can get back.
Yeah, I got back.
Here's, there's this idea that like driving in New York is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I think from my driving around this
New York City.
Yeah, New York City specifically.
New York City, where I get my salsa, down near the salsa factory. Let's say.
Tim, now I gotta go get the rope.
Oh, no. You're gonna murder me.
I'm gonna murder you.
Wow.
I'm gonna tie you up
Mm-hmm.
and then throw you in the river.
Oh no!
Yeah, you'll get
The Hudson
hypothermia.
River.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll soup you away. Well, I know how much you love Sully, so I'll throw you
Yeah.
in the Hudson.
If I'm gonna die, it's gonna be where Sully pulled his miraculous maneuver.
Where Sully saved.
Yeah.
Um,
Maybe Sully will come. Like if I'm being murdered, Tom,
Uh-huh.
I want it to be in the Hudson because like that's the best chance of Sully saving me. I'm not counting on Sully coming in and
Right.
saving me,
But
but
they're-
he's saved hundreds there before.
Yeah, I mean the odds are.
And the only person that's going to save me if I'm dying,
Mm-hmm.
Chesley Sully Sullenberger.
Yeah.
And that's why it's in my end of life.
Your living will.
Yeah, my living will. It's just like only like
Do not resuscitate
only
unless.
keep the plug plugged in if Sully's around.
Yeah, if Sully wants to
Give it a go.
Force a tube down my throat to keep me breathing, that's
Yeah,
fine.
Exactly.
What
What were we talking about?
I was gonna say I don't think the thing about New York drivers isn't that they're bad drivers. It's just like recklessly aggressive.
Yeah, and lawless.
Yeah, and when I'm in other places, I get more in this country driving. I get more frustrated at
In
like,
this great country of ours.
at like stupid drivers and like non-observant drivers.
Right.
In New York, everybody's observant, but they just don't give a shit a lot of times.
They're observant and opportunistic.
I think
right?
I think it's that everybody's observant and everybody knows everybody else is being observant. So they're like, "Oh, I can cut you off with like a 6-inch clearance because I know you're paying attention."
Yeah, I prefer that
Yeah.
to in other parts of this great land
Right.
where people
just aren't paying attention
exactly
to what's going on.
because that's the most dangerous thing.
Yeah.
If we have your attention, we can work with it. Actually, that's they've done studies, Tom,
Mm-hmm.
with cyclists. If you're a cyclist or no pedestrians and drivers.
Yeah.
If you're crossing a street and there's like no, like the cars are supposed to stop for you, but like there's no stop sign, right? So like the pedestrian crosswalk.
Yeah.
It's more dangerous to make eye contact as a pedestrian with the driver because that lets the driver know, like, a car's coming.
Yeah,
and like
I
human
see.
nature is like, this guy knows a car's coming. I'm
He's
gonna
not
plow
gonna,
through, right?
run
Like
in front of me.
we're aware of each other.
Right.
The best thing to do in terms of like human nature and like psychology is to not like to be unaware or feign that you're unaware of the driver, because the driver goes like, oh, this guy doesn't know I'm here. I have to stop.
When I walk around the city, I wear blinders like a horse on the side of my eyes.
Well, that's because that's your owner is a mean man.
Well,
I didn't know where I was going with
you
that.
said it, not me.
This is why I want to make you a baby and raise you, Tom. I want to take you away from this man.
In your mind, is it like the man in the yellow coat? That's
Yeah,
like
he's
Curious
a yellow
George?
hat, but yeah,
Yellow-
I understand.
Well, he wears a yellow coat too.
Yeah, but everybody's got a yellow coat.
Well,
Not everybody
Curious
has a
George
yellow
is
hat.
an unreliable narrator.
It's
first
not
off.
Curious George telling the story.
Who
yet.
is God?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, he's got the time to tell a story about a monkey and a man.
That's what he wants. That's what he wants to do.
That's what I'd do if I were God.
Yeah, be like, yeah. Tell me that don't like. I'll spin a yarn.
He was always bringing Curious George places where he should bring a monkey, and then getting so mad.
Yeah.
When he messed things up, and it's like, well, he's not a child, man in the yellow hat. He's a monkey. You gotta. It's on you.
It's on him. Like that monkey. Curious George should have been in a better home.
That's why I've been writing letters to the president about for the past 20 years. What about flashing your lights? You ever flash your lights at anyone?
Yeah, I do.
Just not during gang initiations, I'm talking about.
So, do you think that was ever a thing? That must have happened at least one time, right? So the thing is, if there was an urban legend going around that, like, so normally if you see somebody in the opposite lane of traffic coming your way,
driving with their lights off.
Driving with their lights off at night, you'd flash your
Which,
brights.
by the way, nothing infuriates me more than when I see people driving with their lights off in the dark or when it's raining.
That's the thing. That's
most modern cars now today, it's automatic. But
the only thing that's worse than a malicious move is an absent-minded move, like not paying attention. If you're operating a motor vehicle, you should be paying attention. If it's raining or if it's dark out,
and if you
put
don't
your
notice,
dang
like,
lights on.
It's weird driving right now. What's different?
Yeah.
Oh, it's completely dark.
And I've been with a dimwit who's like, I don't see any better with these lights on in the rain. And it's like, it's so other people can see you. You don't understand.
And they're also that's also wrong. You do.
Yeah,
see
but it's also like, I have great eyesight.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
You don't have. You're not the predator.
I mean, many people are the predator.
That's not true.
Is that not true?
Oh, now I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight.
Yeah, no. So the thing is, if you see somebody, like normally, what you do, you'd flash your brights. This is in like the 50s, and it's to
I do it nowadays
to let people know, hey,
your lights aren't on.
Turn your
Look
lights
at my
on.
lights. See my lights doing
see?
something.
Look,
Maybe it'll make
I'm
you
being
think
all
about life.
flashy over here. Turn on your lights. You could be just as flashy,
Oh,
and
you
it's
think that's
to
what it is?
entice them into being like, yeah,
Like,
I want in
look
on
at,
that.
look at how much fun this is. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Hey, I want in on that. But like it got perverted in the 80s. And they're like
most things.
no, it's a gang initiation.
Yeah.
So initiative. It's the gang goes out to the community. No, where it's you drive around with your lights off, and the first person that flashes your brights at you,
You slash them.
you murder them.
Yeah, either you slash them or you murder
You
them.
do something bad to them.
Yeah.
I don't think.
certainly don't thank them for their courteousness.
Yeah. Do you think that ever happened?
Uh,
I mean, I'm asking the wrong guy because you walk around in fear of the knockout game. You're like, teens are going to punch me in the head.
But I'll tell you one thing, Tim. A lot of Mothman sightings happening in Chicago right now.
What is the Mothman?
The Mothman is a giant man who looks like a moth. He's got red eyes. He or she could be a moth woman. But the last time we saw them in Virginia was they foretold or were like harbingers for a bridge collapse, and a bunch of people died.
I don't like this, Tom. Why are
that's
you bringing this up?
So the
You
people
know
of
I'm
Chicago can be worried about the Mothman. Keep an eye out for the. It sounds like you don't even have to keep an eye out. Over 50 sightings of the Mothman recently.
Who is citing the...
People from all walks of life.
Wow.
People, and like some people are having very close encounters with the Mothman. Some people think the Mothman's from a different dimension. I think I prescribe to that theory.
Subscribe.
Please subscribe to the show. It's not time for the plugs yet.
You heard it here first. Stay out of Chicago.
I'm telling you, read the Mothman prophecies, and then read about all these.
How does this happen every week? This turns into you screaming at me for not reading the Mothman prophecies.
Oh, it's such a good book. Our hometown's in the book.
I don't care.
Oh,
I don't care.
It's real spooky when our hometown comes up. You wouldn't believe the shit that went on in our library and our radio station. These things might have just been in the version of the book I read. It might be somebody messing with me.
I saw, I don't know. Merging and changing lanes. Let people merge. You don't own the lane.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody's trying to get in. Let them in your fucking lane.
Yeah.
Everybody's so territorial. They're trying to get in ahead of me. Yeah, let them go. This is how society works. Everybody's got to get in. Everybody's going to merge onto the highway. Just let them do it.
But what about when you're like in a real backup getting off an exit and somebody fucking zooms down the whole line and then like right at the exit's like, oh, I need to merge in here.
Oh, well, here's the thing. Tom?
Those people ram their cars.
This is where you have to use a little bit of context clues. If it's an out-of-town plate,
yeah,
I say let them in, especially around the New York City area, like in the outer boroughs, because these, like, Robert Moses created like a confusing labyrinth of like overlapping highways and byways, but like you might legitimately just be confused, even if you have like Waze or Google Maps. You're just like, oh shit, that's my exit. Oh crap. Like if it looks like somebody, if it's an out of town car, or if it looks like somebody who like, if they have tinted windows, fuck them. Sorry, you're done. Like, yeah, you get out of here. But if it's somebody who like, if you can judge that person to be like, oh no, they look confused or they look panicked or something, let them in, because like it's more dangerous to be a jerk in that situation, because like especially if they're hanging out like not entirely in either lane and they're just kind of like people are zipping by. Yeah, let them in. But if it's tinted windows or somebody or a cab, like if it ends with a C at the end, if it's a like the
begins with
plate.
a T, ends with a C.
Yeah,
that's a cab, baby.
No, it begins with the C, ends with a B. I think is the rule of
no.
Thumb. That's cab, CAB, my man.
Oh, I see. Well, if you see somebody with a license plate CAB, that's a cab.
If you determine as somebody who should know better, box them out the best you can.
Oh, but I mean, 99% of the time, it's somebody that should know better.
Right. Yeah. So if it's look, this is where you use your judgment. That's where a true New Yorker test comes in. I can tell by the make and model of the car whether or not this is someone trying to pull a fast one on you.
What about waving? What are your what's your guidelines around waving to somebody?
Wave all the time.
Wave all the time.
Just one hand out the window. Hello, neighbor.
Well, then somebody might think you're trying to make a right-hand turn. They see your hand out the window waving all the time.
No, this is the corollary to my let people merge, because they need to merge.
Let these people merge.
People need, like, traffic needs to keep moving, right? People coming in from on an on-ramp need to merge in, let them in. People need to get over at some points, let them in. But the reciprocal behavior is when somebody does that, acknowledge that, hey, you didn't have to do that. Thanks. Throw up a hand for 2 seconds.
Under what circumstances should you blow somebody a kiss?
If they blow a kiss to you first.
No, then you're supposed to grab it and put it in your pocket. Put it in your front pocket for them.
Yeah, I don't blow kisses, Tom. Not in today's climate.
Not-
Another thing I can't do, just blow kisses.
Oh, I can't.
Suddenly I'm not allowed to blow kisses to strange women while I'm driving a car.
A nice lady lets me into a lane. I can't blow a kiss.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hey. This is the America we want to live in, I guess.
I think those were all of my, highway etiquette things.
Phones, stop it.
Oh, yeah. Phones, out of your mind. Oh, nothing infuriates me more than seeing. I don't you use Waze.
Yeah.
How when you stop, they'll show you an ad for Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, stop that.
Yeah, enough of that.
Yeah.
Don't do that. I know I'm stopped, but I'm still trying to pay attention.
And also,
and usually that's when I'm actually looking at the map.
Right, where
I'm
it's like,
stopped. I'm
do I need
all
to
right,
make a
yeah,
turn anytime soon? Yeah, I'm with you. Hey, Waze.
Yeah.
Get it through your thick, dumb robot skull. Stop showing me Dunkin' Donuts ads.
Yeah.
I don't eat that shit. It's from Boston.
And hey, donkeys, cool it.
Yeah. This falls on the people of Boston, I think.
Yeah.
Another strike against them. As if the racism wasn't enough.
We're not going to be doing a live show in Boston anytime.
Here's another thing. Don't sneeze.
Don't sneeze. You
Yeah.
have to sneeze.
Get off the road and sneeze.
No.
Sneeze on your own time. When you're on the road,
Uh-huh.
that's shared time. All of you, this isn't personal time. I can read a book. I can sneeze. I can catch up on my Netflix and chill, whatever the kids are doing.
Yeah.
No, stop it. Do all that stuff when you're not in the car. Stay vigilant.
Okay, I have a legitimate etiquette thing.
Mm-hmm.
This
isn't etiquette. And also, there's
well,
nobody there to say, God bless you.
Yeah, it's
Although
true.
that's another thing I can't say to people.
Yeah.
Oh, suddenly I can't say God bless you after you sneeze. Otherwise, suddenly I'm a sex criminal, huh? Yeah? Is that what it is?
Tim, you sound like somebody who's itching to go to Dunkies right now. What about as a man? The rules around
Thank you.
when you're on a long haul trip, pulling over and peeing on the side of the road.
You don't need to do it.
Sometimes you do.
Tom, I was on my way to Six Flags Great Adventure for Fright Fest this past year.
Oh, bringing your kids?
No, just me, my wife, and a couple friends. The day before, you decided not to go, Tom.
I had diarrhea.
Did you?
No, I did feel sick. It wasn't diarrhea. I mean, if it was diarrhea, then geez.
Yeah, I would have been
nobody
pissed if
want-
you came with diarrhea and then be like, wait for me, don't get on that line yet. And then be like, I don't know what that smell is. Weird. These other kids here must have diarrhea.
Oh, somebody diarrheaed in this roller coaster seat before I sat down. Gross.
I had to pee worse than I ever had to pee in my life, Tom. And it was we were on Staten Island, stuck in traffic.
Yeah. So nowhere close to where you're going.
Right. And in between two bridges. And I was like, there's no rest stops
All
here.
of Staten Island's between two bridges.
Yeah, but it's yeah, okay.
We're alienating Boston, alienating Staten Island.
Listen, I guarantee you not one person in Staten Island listens to this podcast. And if they ever accidentally listen to it, they did not enjoy it.
Staten
They're like, hey,
Island.
how come they're not saying the C word? I don't listen to anything where they don't say the C word every 6 words.
Anyway.
Hey, how come they're not talking about slapping women? Casually, in a humorous manner.
Anyway.
As if it's something that we all do all the time. Slapping women.
Anyway, Tim, you're stuck between two bridges on Staten Island.
Yeah, and I couldn't bring myself to pull over to the side of the road. I also had a carload of people.
Yeah, well, that's different. If you have a carload of people, but I'm saying when the last time I did this, I was by myself driving back from Lake George.
Okay.
So I had a long drive, and there are long stretches with no options.
I think, let me ask you this. If you're alone,
Mhm.
how do you feel about peeing into a bottle?
risky.
In what way?
In the way that piss might get all over the car.
Also, you're in public still. Like, you know, like somebody if you're driving like a sedan, somebody in an SUV could pull up alongside you and seat down and see your wiener. And that
Well, if somebody pulls up along, you're saying somebody just like being like, hey,
that's
hey,
why
hey,
you bought an SUV,
hey,
right?
hey,
So you
let's
can
check out
maybe
the
see
wiener.
somebody peeing into a bottle and check out their wiener.
Yeah. Oh, peeing in a. I thought he meant on the side of the road.
Oh, no,
I'm
no,
like,
no,
I'll
no, no.
notice somebody pulling up alongside
No,
me and be
no.
like, hey, get out of here, you creep.
My thing is like, look, we live in a modern society.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's a big emergency, you can probably get to somewhere where you can pee in a bathroom.
Yeah.
If you can't, if it's an emergency, yeah, pull over. Peeing in a bottle, it not only seems risky that you'll pee all over yourself, you're exposing yourself. You're technically in public. Sorry, you're in public. You wouldn't drive a car naked. Why would you
Speak
take
for
your wiener
yourself.
out?
Sometimes I drive without shoes, even though it's illegal.
Tom, the cops listen to this. Nah, they all live on Staten Island. All right, Tom. That's oddly all the time we have. If you like the show and you have made it this far, I'm not sure how you would have done that. Tom, tell them what they could do.
They can go to tcgt.com to find out more. They can follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/complete guide. They can follow us on Twitter @complete guide. They can follow me on Twitter and Instagram @TomReynolds.
You can follow me on those things @your pal Tim.
And you can check out our Reddit at tcgt.reddit.com.
Wait, is that a thing?
Yeah.
Reddit?
Or reddit.com/r/tcgt.
Okay.
But I was given
Yeah. Do our Patreon thing.
Oh, yeah.
We're on top of things.
Yeah. tcgt.com/pledge, where you can get weekly mini-sodes of different podcasts. The most recent one was The Police Blotter with Tim and Tom.
This upcoming, or what they just got, actually, the most recent one when this drops is New Fast Food Friday.
Nice.
And then if you're listening to this when it comes out, this upcoming weekend is the Google Hangout. You come in and hang out with us.
All kinds of fun things on there.
Yeah.
And you can also support the show by going to tcgt.com/Amazon, where you do your Amazon shopping, and we get a little taste of it. They send us a little piece of whatever you ordered.
Yeah,
if
so
it was
you'll
like
get
a
like
cake, we get a slice of cake.
Yeah. And like you don't need an entire cake.
Yeah.
We'll just
Sometimes if you
Could I
buy
have a
like
slice?
a laptop and they send us like a 5% of the laptop, there's not really anything we can do with that.
It's like the X key.
yeah.
And like you don't need it.
Yeah.
Unless you're a doctor and you're
Well,
like, here's what the X-rays said.
That's right. I can't send this damn email.
Tom, you use Waze.
Yeah.
Do you think that's kind of BS? Do you think like if everybody uses Waze, then Waze is kind of
Then
like
nobody uses Waze.
It's kind of like my working theory that bros ruin everything.
Mm-hmm.
That everything that you love, eventually, bros will discover
Co-opt and
and like then like you can't go see the band you like or the comedian you like because of the
yeah.
the
You
audience
always
is full of
say
bros.
you always say that about the chain smokers.
Yeah, no, I was a big
You were
fan of
one
theirs.
of their big
Their early
fans.
stuff was great.
Yeah.
I still like their stuff, but I can't go to their shows because
Yeah,
it's full of
all just
bros.
bros. And you're like, guys, you're not listening to the lyrics. They don't understand them the way you do.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you for finally acknowledging how deeply I feel the Chainsmokers music.
Yeah, the Waze. There's like people filing lawsuits because Waze is like, hey, don't go on that highway. Go across
Down this
Leonard's
residential
house here.
street. Look, at first I
Or
was
drive across this man's lawn. It's a shortcut.
yeah. At first I was like, oh, boo hoo. But now like urban planners and stuff are like, no, these streets aren't like meant to take that kind of, and when it was
wears
like
the streets quicker.
when
and-
it was 0.005% of the population using these apps,
right.
that's one thing.
Mhm.
But now that like everybody's using them, it's like it turns into an inefficient use of the streets.
Yeah, 100%.
And then I always say whose streets, and then they say our streets.
Who does?
The crowd. The protesters.
The protesters.
Yeah.
What about, there's another thing. There's a quick one. Alternate side of the street parking in New York, and the people that will double park to move out of the way for the street sweeper. So they'll double park on the other side. Could you ever imagine doing that?
No.
Yeah, right?
I don't fault anybody because, like, look, these people that just don't find a parking spot,
Yeah.
I'm sure they've done the math and they've been doing this long enough to know, like, I'll sit in my car for 2 hours double parked and, like,
Yeah.
I won't get a ticket, and, like, this is an
No,
efficient
I'm saying
use
the
of my
people
time.
that don't sit in the car, that like leave their car
Oh,
double parked.
if you double park your car, it should be fair game for anything anybody wants to do to it. Like,
Yeah.
if it's like, oh, knock their rear view mirror, their side view mirror off with a baseball bat.
Yeah.
Well, they shouldn't have parked their car and left it in the middle of the fucking street.
I've like
Double parkers, do whatever you want to the car. That should become community property. That should become a piñata.
The handful of times I've been like blocked in by somebody double parking, I've never been madder.
Yeah.
Because whenever I'm going somewhere, I'm already late.
Yeah, that's I can attest to that about
So
you.
if somebody's double parking me in, whoo. But anyway, when I move my car all the time, I often park on this block where everybody's moved their cars to double park for the street sweeper. But then I go like 15 minutes before you're allowed to park there. And I'll go and park there and sit in my car.
Right.
And
Read
if-
the paper, have a coffee. I see those guys all the
Yeah.
time. They're real New Yorkers.
And if somebody, came along and say, hey, move it along, pal. Oh, yeah, sure, no problem. My car's still running. It's no big deal.
Right.
But a lot of times when I do this, the people that are double parking give me the fucking dirtiest looks. Like, hey, that's my spot.
Yeah.
I'm
Sorry,
like, no,
sucker.
you
Yeah.
what? Move back over.
You don't
then.
own it. Move your feet, lose your seat.
That's what I always scream at them. From I have a megaphone on top of the car, and I can, like a cop car, I can go, hey, move your feet, lose your seat. I talk like Bane into it. Move your feet, lose your seat, Batman. I was born in the car.
We'll see you next week.
That was a HeadGum podcast.